Strategist. Now, I am so excited about the scope today. I'm going to be teaching simply 7 things that you need to stop. Just like plain stop it. If your goal is to build a sustainable business from your home. You're going to love this scope. I'm Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support clients with life and business success. Yeah, you can have both. And I love what I get to do every single day. If you're new to my scopes, it's nice to virtually meet you. I'm Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. You can always sign up for my newsletter at miaredrick.com. I promise not to email you much, just with updates and some great content always, all right? Today I'm going to be teaching on seven things that you just need to plain stop. Just stop it if you're looking to build a sustainable business from the comfort of your home, all right? I am on fire. I hope you can feel that. Hey, Fred, I'm going to break it down today. 7 things that you just need to stop. Just quit it. All right, quit it already. Hey there. If your goal is to build a solid business from the comfort of your home, hey there, Jennifer, from the comfort of your home, and you're like, this is what I dream of. This is what I want. This is what I desire. And you know what? You're full of it. All right, I'm going to break this down. This is going to be a tough scope. So if you're new to my scopes today, I do want to say you might want to come back another time when maybe I'm doing a lighter teaching moment. But this is going to be one of those shoulder shaking scopes. All right, because I want you guys to get it this upcoming year. If you haven't shared, thank you, Shayla, for sharing. Good to see you, Shayla. I'm Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. And you know what? I'm so fired up. This is what happens when I have a great workout, right? Like, I just want to give it up, guys, but I really want you to get it. Jermaine is in the house. Good to see you guys. You guys, Jermaine is an Amazon #1 bestseller in 2 different categories. Her book went #1 17 hours after posting her book online. This is a shoulder shaking scope. All right. Thank you so much for putting it there, Shayla. I appreciate it. All right. So today I'm going to be teaching very simply 7 things you just need to quit it. Just stop it. Just stop saying these things. Stop believing these things. Stop speaking these things. Stop telling other people these things because it's just not real. All right. Let me introduce myself. I'm Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I got started in my business 13 years ago, simply with the idea to combine my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood in the business. Notice I said I had that idea. It wasn't somebody else's idea. It was my idea, all right? I led with my brilliance, all right? And you need to lead with your brilliance also. I went to a small business resource center in my town. I was told that's crazy. That makes no sense. You'll never make money doing that. And I'm so thankful I didn't listen to that director at that small business resource center because he was wrong. And I say that to you because some of you guys are allowing people who don't know how to execute your dream to be your conductor, all right? I kept moving. I ended up working with the coach, the very first coach I ever came across, really. She was the second most profitable coach in the country at that time, and her model changed my life. And I want to say this for those of you who never get behind a model, a solution that represents where you're going. It is the reason why you're like, I want to hit 6 figures. I want to hit 7 figures. And it's a pipe dream because you're not willing to invest in yourself to get there. The very first thing that I did was invest in myself with this coach, and her model changed my life. Now, I did the work. I did the heavy lifting. There were lots of people that worked with her that didn't get the same results that I got. But you know what? I made the investment. I committed to the investment. I said, I'm going to do it. All right. And you got to be willing to do it. I'm going to break that down for you today. You know, fast forward, my programs have literally supported millions of people around the world. My advice. I was signed to an Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television show as paid talent. All right. As paid talent, a little different. And I had the opportunity also to do corporate deals, leveraging my education, my background, my gifts as a corporate trainer, my advice, my books, my programs. I've worked with tons of corporations to position my products. And that's what I teach my clients how to do. All right. There's lots of ways to take who you are, what you know, your background, your gifts, your training, package that into something you can sell. All right. And I've been able to do that. So everything that I teach my clients, I have done. All right. And I've done myself. I haven't studied what somebody else has done. I've done it myself. All right. And I believe the reason that I've created a great and amazing business is because it's all real. It's like me just standing on my skills and my talent. And that's what I like my clients to do also. I've coached over 113 authors. 113 of my clients are authors. More than half of them are #1 Amazon bestsellers. They take their books, they turn them into coaching programs and consulting gigs and all kinds of great things, training programs to be able to monetize in a huge way. Remember, my background's corporate training. I'm really like a product ninja. Like I think about who you are and how you can turn what you do and your background, what you know, into product. My very first product, no kidding, was because I had in-law problems, and I literally thought other people did too, because a lot of people do. Maybe some of you guys out here have in-law problems, and I came up with a 40-page resource to support people that have difficult in-law issues. Made $97,000 from that one resource. There's so many different things you can do, whether we're talking about a soft skill or whether we're talking about using your education or what you're doing at work right now, all right? What you're doing in your home right now, all right? When you just open your mind up to the possibilities. I've also had the great fortune to support over 650 of my clients with building out their own products, which I love to do. Like that's my sweet spot, all right? And so I do it from the comfort of my home. I work about 30 hours a month. I service my clients mostly in one-to-many models, which I absolutely enjoy. I built my business not running around. A lot of coaches are on the road with a speaking commitment, and I'm not against that. It's just not how I built my business. And thank goodness my husband developed kidney disease about 5 and 6 years. He had kidney disease. That's about 8 years ago, actually. And he was on dialysis for 5 hours a week. And if you guys know anything about that, for 5 years, it's 15 to 18 hours a week is dialysis. It's like major. I have 3 kids. They were young. And I was so grateful. I built a model and success in my business before I needed it. All right. And fortunately, I could be there for my husband and my kids when they needed me most because I had a business that wasn't based on my ability to perform. That's what I'm talking about, okay? All right, and you know what? My husband got a kidney transplant. We were able to hire a private physician for Pat. I believe that's why he did amazingly well during that process because it takes income to create options for yourself as an entrepreneur. And a lot of you guys are attracted to this whole flash cash thing. I don't know anything about it. If that's what you're into, you're not going to be into what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you want to build a sustainable business that factors quality of life from the comfort of your home, right, with time-rich models, then you're going to like what I talk about. If you want me to tell you in 2 minutes how to hit 6 figures, you're not going to like this scope, and it is going to hurt your feelings. All right, let me get started with the content. It's kind of the ABCs of me. I love being an entrepreneur, all right? All right, so here's the thing. 7 things simply that you just need to stop if you want to build a sustainable business, all right? So one of the things that I hear all the time from people, and particularly now because I'm in the launch season for one of my coaching programs, which is Core Mom's Coaching Program. It's my 12-month coaching program. And so we're launching that program. I talk to a lot of people now in the launch process to interview them to make sure they're the right fit. Talking to some awesome people. They're smart. They're sharp. They believe in self-investment, kinda. And some of them. And, but there's some things, okay? I want to share with you that if you want to build a sustainable business, you need to get real about this thing, all right? Because I think what happens is that we see people who are knocking the ball out the park. Isn't that right, Fred? We see people who are doing this thing, whose dream, their life, right? We admire their success. You're like, I want that. Okay, I want that. Me, I want to work 30 hours a month from the comfort of my home too. I want that. I want to take my kids to school and pick them up at the end of the day. I want that. I want to date my husband in the middle of the week whenever I want to. I want that. I want to be able to travel like I want to. I want that, right? I want that. I want freedom, right? That's what people say. Hey, Tawana's in the house. All right, Tawana, I'm fired up. Like, this is going to be a tough scope, guys. All right, so let me just say, but people want it. But you know what they don't want? They don't want what goes with it. Tawana can tell you. Tawana actually, this is so cool that you're here today. Tawana, actually, I met her at my very first speaking engagement. 10 years ago, 10 years, 11 years ago. My very first speaking engagement. No, Tawana, it really adds value to the conversation because it's real. And I tell people all the time that if what I'm telling you is real, then there should be proof of what I'm talking about. This is not made up, people. It's called real life. All right. So if you want to build a sustainable business from the comfort of your home, you've got to do these things. All right. The first thing you got to understand is you got to stop making excuses and you got to start making plans. All right. And so many people want to live the lifestyle, but they've got all these excuses that go along with the lifestyle that they desire, that they want, that they've got to have for their family, that they love so much, that they dream about. Hey, Hillary, all of these things. So the moment that the time that you have to actually start to make the plan in the direction of the thing that you want, what hems them up, what gets in the way are the excuses. I'm too tired. I'm too busy. I don't have enough money. My husband said no. All of these excuses. But one of the things I will tell you, and I just want to share my story with you, because if you like what I'm doing, meaning building my business from the comfort of my home, that's what I do. I work from my house. I have been a full-time entrepreneur for over a decade. My husband and I both, okay? We own 3 businesses that are very, very successful, okay? One is a commercial laundry. We also have a real estate business. And I'm also a coach, all right? So for those of you who are just meeting me, all right? And one of the things that we had to do was not make excuses. Like if you want to build a business that's going to provide enough income for your family that allows you to be free, all right, you can't make excuses about why you can't do the things that you want to get done. And a lot of you guys are fooling yourselves like about this whole reality, this dream of you wanting to be this entrepreneur that's incredibly successful, but you aren't willing to make the commitment, the plan to go along, to do the work, to get it done. Throughout this whole process of being an entrepreneur, my husband had a kidney transplant. Okay, that was a pretty big deal. That was a big deal. My husband was on dialysis for 5 years. My kids were very young. All right, that was a pretty big deal. All right, well, we won't even discuss the fact that, I've had physical injuries that have occurred to me during the process. We had a business that lost $1 million contract, practically $1 million, $980,000 contract in our commercial laundry business. Shocker. Okay. All right. And what I'm telling you, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because a lot of you guys are so busy making excuses around this whole thing called entrepreneurship. You're just not ready. All right. And you got to understand, if you want to build a sustainable business that allows you to afford the life that you want, the freedom that you want, that you desire, you dream of, this thing you keep talking about. But when it's time to make the plan, to execute on your dream, to get up and get off your ass and do the things you need to do differently to create the result, you're stuck. And I will tell you where you might be stuck. And I just want to help you. And I hope that this supports somebody out there. You're stuck because the things that you're willing to invest in, the way you're spending your time, are likely in things that don't create the return that you want. So if your mind is twisted about how to generate the income that you need in order for you to live the life that you want, you're not going to get to where you want to build a sustainable business. One of the things that I had to understand right away, I invested in a coach. I did. She was charging $1,000. She was charging $1,000 an hour. I did not have $1,000 an hour. You know what? But I had to go find some money to coach with this woman so that I could live the life that I wanted. She was free. I wanted to be free. And I didn't expect her to take her time and talk to me for free. Like, care about my dream more than I cared about my dream. Like, really? Never. Ever. So ask, why am I free today? Not from an ego perspective, because I made an investment even when I didn't see a way. I didn't even know. There were no promises. There were no guarantees. There was none of that. No, that's the first thing. The second thing is that I implemented. I did the work. All right. I didn't buy something and sit on something. I didn't buy something and I didn't do the work inside my mind, like my inner game. And so many of you are so conflicted about what success looks like. Like you have a struggle being around people who are more successful. I'm talking to you, right? When you're around people who are talking about this success, some of you guys might have some issues on the scope right now because you think, oh, okay, she's acting like she's all that. I'm not all that. I'm not even having that conversation. I'm trying to break this down because I'm saying if you want to build a business from the comfort of your home, I've been home for if you want to build a business and from the comfort of your home and you want to be free, all right? And you want to be free, all right? Thank you. All right, yeah. And you want to be free, you got to listen. And I'm going to tell you, you got to get comfortable being around people who make you uncomfortable. And that might mean being around somebody that has something you don't have. It might mean that they know something that you don't know. And if every time you're around someone and they are trying to advise you or shift you to up level your thinking or to get you to take an action that will really make a difference for you, and you're like, yeah, but I got to keep it real, you got to keep it broke. I'm telling you, there were many days that my coach told me to do things that I didn't want to do. I didn't understand. I didn't think were right for me. Some of them didn't have kids. Some did. But the fact of the matter, I just did it. And I trusted that process because I made the investment. I'm just breaking it down. And a lot of you guys, you want to be free. You want to have sustainable success in your business. But, the fact of the matter is you got excuses about why you can't listen, why you can't implement, why you can't invest, why some program didn't work, why she ain't all that. And you caught in the wrong things. And that's why you haven't created the success that you want, or you're going to have struggle. You're going to struggle for years in your business. Number 2, you need to stop expecting success without commitment. And that's just real. Okay. And anybody, who opens a box and success just pops out? Doesn't work like that. It's called hard work. And when you look at someone that makes it look easy, one of the things you got to understand is that those people have rolled back their sleeves, they rolled up their sleeves, and they're doing the work. They're doing the work. Success doesn't come without commitment. It doesn't come without persistency and consistency. And for those of you who are believing that you take a pill or that you're going to do one launch, one webinar, write one blog, and booyah, it's going to happen, let me know about that. You let me know about that, all right? The fact of the matter is you got to be sold for the process. Can you guys hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me. Sometimes Facebook gets a little wonky. Can you hear me? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. All right. All right. So you need to stop expecting success without commitment. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And it takes commitment. And you know how you have to commit? Let me break it down. I'm just going to tell you what I did. I had to commit with my time. I had to commit with my money. I had to commit with my effort. I had to commit. I had to go and sometimes study things that would allow me to become better. When I first started in my business, my public speaking was jacked up a bit. And so I had to study. I had to invest in myself so that I could be better. And a lot of you guys, you want to be better, but you aren't committed to do what you need to do to change you. All right. The reality is whenever you see someone who is showing up in a way, they're growing their business, they're rocking it out, and you are admiring what they created, ask them about their investments. Ask them how they spend their time. Hey, Sandra, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I can't wait. Ask them about the investments that they're making in themselves, and you will be surprised because great entrepreneurs have a commitment. People who create sustainable, consistent success, there are a couple of things that we have in common. We share, okay? We share, all right? I hope you guys can hear me. All right, I forgot to hit decline on my phone, and people are calling me. We share, abundantly we share. And one of the things that I've learned over the years as I've been able to create sustainable success in my business is the value of being a part of a network of people who share. Like, what do we share? All right, I'm going to break this down for you guys real plain and simple, okay? All right, what do we share? We share resources. Yep, we sure do. We share resources to help one another grow our businesses. We have coached one another. One of my closest friends, Melissa Evans Hughes. She's a dear friend of mine, a great master coach. You know what? I coach her and I've supported her with making tons of money with her products. She created a world tour. I was her book coach. I supported her. She supported me in doing exactly the same and building out a product line. And we openly promote one another. We give to one another. That's a tip for a lot of you guys out there. What else do we share? We share ideas. We share training, we share coaching, we share encouragement. So a lot of you guys, if you want to get to where you want to be, sustainable success, look at people who are creating results. They're not creating them in a vacuum. They're not keeping everything all to themselves. They're not people who struggle with, I don't know why so many people calling me today. They're not people who struggle with other people doing well, like within their community. I've been a part of really great and powerful masterminds where we openly share it with one another, all kinds of great resources and ideas to elevate another person's dream because maybe they were a little bit closer than you. We do that. That's what people do who create sustainable success. I hope this is blessing you guys. I just want to break it down, all right? All right, number three. Stop using your family as an excuse. So like a lot of you guys, you are moms or your dads and you use your kids as an excuse. You say things like, you're excited about your dream. You're excited about what you're moving forward. But the fact of the matter is, and you're saying you're all in, but you can't really be all in right now because your kids. Like you got to wait for this one to graduate. You got to, you know what I mean? You got to wait for this one to stop breastfeeding. You got to wait for all these things. And what I'm telling you is that the reason you grow a business is for your family and not to use your family as a shield. I did not use my family as a shield. The fact of the matter, I had to work around the fact that they were very young when I got started my business. And I'm so grateful now, 18, 15, and 11 years old, my kids have never seen their parents work jobs, which I think is an incredible accomplishment in entrepreneurship. They've only seen us rock it out in our businesses. We've been able to be a part of their world because we were willing to commit and not use them as an excuse. Oh, we'll just wait till Patrick graduates. Well, imagine that. Patrick's 18 right now. So if we waited till Patrick to graduate to launch our dream, poor Patrick, he would have had parents. He wouldn't have had the opportunity to see or be at every single thing that we chose was important to us to be there. I just want to break that down for those of you who are, you're so committed to your family, but the fact of the matter is, part of it is fear. You use your family as a shield. I mean, no disrespect. I just want to break it down. My husband was on dialysis. My kids were very young. I created systems so that I could still own my dream. I know Tawana is here tonight. She has 2 boys. One son has special needs, and her husband's a military dad. And you know what? Despite that, she still went for her dream and rocked out her dream. So a lot of you guys are making excuses and you're believing that the reason you can't go for it now is because of your family circumstances, instead of using your family circumstances as the reason why you need to kick butt at your dream. All right. And I just want to break it down for you. All right. Number five. That's right. Latashas' husband, he does dialysis and she does it for him at home, right? Even 5 evenings a week, but she's still an entrepreneur rocking it out. So you get to choose the story you believe and understand, but your family is not an excuse. They're the reason that you guys need to be doing whatever it is you need to be doing. Number 5 is stop investing on the cheap. All right. Just quit it. Like, stop it. All right. If you're trying to build a sustainable business, absolutely, you know your why. Stop investing on the cheap. Like, this is for those of you who think you're going to build a sustainable business, you know what I mean, on the free webinars. You're that person. Every day, you got to wait for somebody to say, now it's time for you to learn. You want to learn this? All right. And, I'm sure some people can build sustainable businesses with Band-Aids. But how about a plan? How about being intentional? For those of you who want to build a solid business, you need to get around the solution, the advice, the training, the information that you need that represents that right now. And for those of you who are, you got to see what's on Periscope today, all right, in order for you to figure out, like, maybe this is for me today, maybe this is for me today. That's not how I did it. And I just want to break that down. Like, the reason that I'm a full-time entrepreneur, I've worked from the comfort of my home for over a decade, is because I've always been very intentional about investing in myself at a high level. My mindset with books and audios and DVDs and then courses and training. I'm my number one asset. When I change what's here, I change what I produce. I change what I ask for. And a lot of you guys just need to understand that. Let me reintroduce myself. I'm Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support clients with life and business success. You can always check me out at redrick.com. Today I'm talking about 7 things you simply need to just stop, quit it, stop believing, and doing if you want to build a sustainable business. All right. And already I've covered some really great goodies. The first is stop making excuses and instead make plans that you execute. Like, stop making excuses. Nobody believes you. All right. You don't even believe you. All right. You don't believe in you. That's why you keep making those excuses up over and over again. You need mindset work. Number 2, stop expecting success without a commitment. Success requires a commitment. You got to be all in to do with how much you need, as long as you need to get it done. All right. No conditional dreamers here. Number 3, stop using your family as an excuse. All right. Like, please, they are your reason. They are not your excuse. Come on, guys. Number 4, stop investing on the cheap. You know, you want to work with the best, but you want it for 50 cents. Like, get out of here. Like, really. All right. So if you want me to work with you, help you build your product line, help me support you with your prices, your positioning, your packaging in any way, you don't want to make an investment, get out of here. Like, everything I'm going to teach you is to support you and your family with being able to monetize forever. And you don't want to invest in that? Like, oh, bye. All right. And you got to understand when you're that kind of person. Like, maybe you're not orientated to invest. Maybe you never learned that. But what you got to understand, I'm just speaking from my lens, all right, is that in order for me to build a profitable coaching business, I have had to make investments in myself. And I do it frequently and often, and I implement. And I recommend that you do too. All right. Number 5, you need to stop wanting to build a big business that you aren't committed to. Right. Like, how people want to build a big business, but they're not committed to doing it. They're like the conditional people. Like, you want to build a big business as long as you know it's going to work. You know what I mean? As long as you know, like, if 30 days, 90 days, tell me, is it going to work? You know what I mean? You're down for building the business as long as you got a guarantee. And it doesn't work like that. To build a business with solid, sustainable success, you got to be in, you got to be willing to do the work, you got to check the results, measure what's going on, rinse and repeat. But you got to understand that failure is part of the process. And a lot of people are adverse to failure. They really struggle. They struggle with failing, making mistakes. You know what I mean? They take it personally. They make other people wrong because they're not showing up. One of the things that I had to learn over the years, right? Yeah, I had to learn over the years. I mean, gosh, my first coach told me a lot of things that it took me years to get right, like in my mind, in my heart, to grow into the person that could do it. But it never made her wrong. I knew I had to grow myself. And a lot of you guys want to build an amazing business, but you want results. You want results, but you want to invest and you want a guarantee because you don't believe in you, because you're not willing to do whatever you need to do. And I'm telling you that the reason I have sustainable success in my business is because I've been willing to do the work. I've done it when things worked well, when properties were moving. I did it when the market was like, oh my gosh, in 2008, when that market was crazy, dropping, and it was crazy in real estate. 2008, if you owned property, you were out of your mind. I did it when that happened. I did it when my laundry business was booming, and I did it when we lost almost $1 million account. I was in, all right? And the fact of the matter is you need to be in like that. That's how you create great and amazing results, create sustainable success, all right? And I never judged myself by any failure or any lesson that I had to learn. I just love being an entrepreneur for that reason. And I find great entrepreneurs all have a story. We all have a story about victory, and we all have a story about loss. It just goes together. But some people don't have the appetite to truly be an entrepreneur. And if that's you, because if it's not working for you, you know what I'm saying? You aren't willing to do the work, or you know what I mean? Everybody's wrong except you looking at you. What do you need to change? What do you need to learn? How do you need to grow in order for you to do what you need to do in this business? All right. So I just want to check. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure. The next thing you need to stop, number 6, is, oh, this is so good. You need to stop the mediocre association, execution, and communication. All right. So what do I mean by that? So if you want to build a sustainable business, a couple of things I learned over the years, a couple of things, mediocre association is not going to get you there. Mediocre association it's not going to do it. All right, Tawana, fold away from me. All right. It's not going to do it. You gotta invest with people at a higher level who are further along than you. Why? Because they have something to give you. See, when you're investing with people who ain't got nothing, they have nothing. Okay, they hoard, all right, because they don't know to give abundantly, so you're not getting much from them. When you invest and hang out with people who have extra, they have more. They have referrals to give you. They have ideas to give you. They're not like, they're not small. All right. And I'm telling you, this is so key. If you want to build a sustainable business, I spent like 4 or 5 years masterminding with the women that I hang out with now. And oh my goodness, they were all making $1 million in their business. And I was not. I made multiple 6 figures in my business, but not $1 million. So what happens? Now I'm looking at my year. I'm looking at by mid-year, I'll hit 6 figures in my business. Why? Because I've been hanging around folks that have been telling me what I need to do, why I need to do it, how I need to set it up, telling me where to invest, what I need to be thinking about in order for me to get there. And that same is true for you. We haven't been doing the mediocre, me telling them my big dream and them laughing at me or asking me how or saying, oh, how are you going to do that? That's not possible. You need to get around people who've been there and done that. And sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable because you're in that room and you feel like you're not qualified, but you are. The other thing you need to stop doing is mediocre execution. This is for those of you who are like, I implement, you are out there. Those of you who are like, you feel like you've done everything. You know what I mean? You say you've done everything. You didn't do everything. You didn't. And I can tell you that you didn't. You probably watch Facebook more than you execute. And so many people lack the discipline that they need in order for them to get the results that they want to build a sustainable business. We reward ourselves way too much, way too frequently, given the level of effort that we put out there. And most of it is connected to fear. If your life depended on it, if your life depended on you making the phone calls that you needed to make, right, today, if your life depended on it, would you make those phone calls? That's how you need to be building your business. And if you're not out there and unrelenting about reaching for that dream every single day, then you're really not trying to hit that goal that you want. I'm just telling you, every single day, I get up, I'm fired up, I'm pumped up. I challenge myself around my numbers. Everybody knows my numbers that's on my team that's helping me to advance, and I'm accountable to that. All right. I have no yeah buts. I'm listening. All right. And I have to execute to hit $1 million by the middle of this year. Okay. I can't do it half doing the stuff they're telling me to do. I got to be all in. I got to do what I've got to do. And you got to do what you got to do too. All right. And then some of you are engaging in what I call mediocre communication, right? Oh yeah, I got this on lock. Some of you are engaging in mediocre communication. What I mean means that your language doesn't measure up with what you're really talking about you want to achieve. Like, your language is so low vibration, you know what I'm saying? Low, okay, vibration, that you don't really believe the big things that you talk about. And as a result of that, people aren't attracted to you. They're not attracted to what you're about. And so sometimes the reason you aren't creating that sustainable success in your business has nothing to do with the product. It has nothing to do with your experience. It has nothing to do with your packaging. You probably have all of that, but it has to do with you. And you got to understand that if you got mediocre communication and you're trying to be attractive to something that's big, you know what? It just doesn't match. And one of the things I had to grow into through investing in my mind, my mindset, my speech, understanding that I'm in a business that I have to relate to people. All right. So I got to build me up so I can relate and understand and hold a place for people. All right. So I just want to say that to you guys, because so many of you want to build sustainable success, and you got to understand, what kind of business are you in? I'm in a people business. All right. And so I'm always working on that part for myself, so that I can show up big, so that I can ask for big, so that I can be attractive to other people who might need my services. All right. And then number 7, this one might be hurtful. I apologize in advance. Hating on others doing it. So if you want to build sustainable success, you may not be the person that's hating on people who are doing it. All right. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you resent people who are really crushing this game, all right. Sorry, not sorry. All right. If you resent people who are crushing, the game, all right, it is because something inside of you doesn't believe you can do it. Because I will tell you that when you see that for yourself, when you see somebody crushing the game, it excites you. It pumps you up. It makes you realize, like, man, if she did that, I could do that too. It inspires you. And if you're feeling anything other than inspiration, watching other people grow and lead and you know what I mean, do amazing things, it is because something inside of you is missing. All right. There's something about what you believe in terms of your own capacity is limited. And you got to do that mindset work. And I want to break that down, because over the years, one of the things that I've always had is a grateful heart. I've always cheered on other people and their success. I've never coveted what anyone else has said or had to diminish anyone else on my journey to building my own business. It's my journey, right? It's their journey. And anything that someone else does, God says he's no respecter of persons, right? The fact that anything that somebody else does, you can do it your own way. And to me, realizing and seeing other people really hit the ball out the park has been nothing but inspiring to me and encouraging to me. And their example has been an incredible example. And I love the fact that they've led that example. And if you feel any inch of insecurity, jealousy, you know what I mean, hateration, whatever you want to call it, when you see other people rock it out, living the life that you want to live, right? Whatever that looks like, if you feel that, then you got to do that inner work. And I will tell you, it's because you don't believe in yourself. That's why you feel that. Because people who believe in themselves are like, oh my goodness, this is so amazing. This is so inspiring. It's like awesome, right? Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And I hope that this scope really supported you guys. Told you it was a shoulder-shaking scope. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support clients with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com, at miaredrick.com. You're welcome. You're so welcome. All right. If you are interested in working with me, you're like, I like her. She's a little tough, but I like her. And you're interested in building the product of you. Thank you. Then you can apply for a strategy session simply by going to coremomscoaching.com, CORE momscoaching.com, CORE momscoaching.com, or my bio here on Periscope also has a link for Core Moms Coaching. You'd have to apply for a short application for a strategy session. Want to make sure we're right fit, right? That you're smart, you're sharp, you believe in self-investment. Thanks, Latashas, for putting that there, right? You believe in God, you're ready to do the work. I work with guys too. I have a small percentage of guys. Actually, I just signed a guy this morning. About 5% of my clients are guys. All right. So I got some men too. They told me that I'm going to do core guy coaching, right? But in any event, and they rock it out, right? So I've worked with the chief of police, a colonel. I've worked with tons of pastors, lots of guys at a high level. If you are smart, sharp, and you're ready to get it done, I tell you, my guys, they don't make these excuses a lot of times, as many excuses as women do, because a lot of times as women, we believe that because we have families that we can't honor our dreams and, you know what I mean, take care of them. And it's just not true. It's a story that we created in our minds. So are there any questions for me? I want to open up the floor for 5 minutes. If there are questions, then I'll stay on. If they're not, then I'm going to sign off. I'm a pastor, need a coaching. Time to get some things done. So fill out the strategy session, and or you can email me and I'll send it over to you. Also, it's at Mia, M-I-A, here's my email address, at findingdefinitions.com. So MIA at findingdefinitions.com. I've worked with tons of pastors and supported them around creating their product line, consulting packages. So would love to share with you, what I've done there. I think you'd be very happy. All right. Are there any other questions, comments, anything? Did this scope support you guys? I hope so. I was fired up. I had a great workout today. That's what happened. See, so you know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. And then that TRX thing is just like, I don't understand it. It's just, I don't understand how two little strings can just cause so much havoc. You know what I mean? Like, cause so much havoc. All right. But that's what was going on today. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. I will check. I sent it to you. So maybe we need to just check your email again. Check your email. I sent that to you, and I actually saw it. I saw the notification, but okay. All right. I'll check again when I get off too. Are there any questions? Any final questions for me? Any final questions? Comments? What would we talk about in a strategy session? Who is that? Sandra, you're going to talk to me tomorrow. Okay, you're going to find out what we're going to talk about tomorrow in the strategy session. So likely about what your brilliance is and how we can build some product around your brilliance, what that can look like systematically for you, what the options are, maybe packages or pricing, things that you never thought about monetizing that are just right there that I see that maybe you haven't seen yet. So that's where we will start tomorrow. So I'm excited to talk with you. It won't rock your world. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. Chat with you tonight. Core Moms call tonight is going to be awesome. It's an open coaching call in the last 30 days since the last call. You know what's so funny? I have a client who wrote a note. She made $12,000 like 2 weeks ago. All right. For the first time ever in her speaking practice. But she and I had a talk about how to price, how to position, how to package what she had. So she made 12 grand. But we found the note that she wrote 8 days before she made the $12,000. Did you see that, Latasha? And she's like, I'm so scared of investing. And I didn't know it was the right thing and I should go forward. And then 8 days later, after doing the pre-work, nonetheless, not even the coaching calls, the pre-work, she made $12,000. Okay. And it just really speaks to what I'm telling you guys today, which is like when you make a decision and you have the right advice and you implement and you go for it, you can do it. We just had a woman yesterday, Shayla here, who posted in the community. She's hit over $53,000 in her business. She's awesome. She already had a great strategy in the community. However, she didn't have great packages and a pricing strategy. And I supported her with that. She last year only made $2,500 in her coaching business. Since November has made $53,000. All real results, real people. Dr. Fred Jones, also one of my clients. I supported Fred and 3 times in his prices, and he's told everybody about it. The fact of the matter, Dr. Yolanda Lindsay, same thing. She's made $15,000 creating a coaching program. Supporting trichologists and cosmetologists. The question is, you can monetize who you are. You can, all right? You can package your know-how, your gifts into product that you can sell. But you guys got to be willing to commit. You got to make a commitment to sign up to coach and to invest. Nobody's going to give you that for free. The system for doing that, because you're going to be able to monetize for a lifetime. And I'm looking to work with people who are serious this year about getting it done. Not people who are like into the yin and the yang and the hemming and the haw thing. Not my thing. You need to read Who Moved My Cheese. If you got a hem and haw to do stuff, read Who Moved My Cheese. Read that book. Okay. And it's going to help you understand yourself a little bit better. I'm looking for people who are over that. You're like, look, I want to know how to monetize who I am from the comfort of my home. I want to know how to do that one-to-many. I want to understand how I am product and what that might look like. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And if that's you, then I'm your girl, all right? You can email me at mia@findingdefinitions.com, in which case I'll forward you the application, or you can visit coremomscoaching.com, and do the application. All right. Yeah, that is an awesome book. All right. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for your time. Prophetess Marva, you're going to need to catch the replay. If you're watching the replay, please heart it up, guys. Heart, heart, heart. And remember, you can still share. Please share, all right? All right, I always give you guys great and amazing content. And all I ask is that you share. It was great talking to you guys. Tawanda, I hope you're done with your laundry. Are you done folding your laundry now? This was a good laundry scope, I would say. All right. Would you say, Latasha, was a good laundry scope? All right. So I want to thank you guys for your time. I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day. Sandra, can't wait to talk to you on tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.